Yeah, first of all, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much to the organizer for the invitation. And now we would like to have our presentation. Okay, here we are on page 2 already. Yeah, thank you also, Florian Welzel, for joining the presentation here. We were talking to our customer, GFE Schmalkalden, who is in the meantime running 2 machines for cutting tool production and development, and we were talking to them because this is a very nice example to see how innovative you can be in such a well-developed market and business like the cutting tools, if you understand the advantages, the possibilities of additive manufacturers, and of course, if you have the necessary creativity to make use of it. So.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Mr. Lell. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong button. Can we go back? Okay. For the invitation, and I would like to use this minute, it's more or less a pitch, to answer the question, how can AM improve the performance of cutting tools? That's even a question to machine supplier like DMG is, I guess, interested in, and anybody else in this room. But first of all, some words about the GFE. So I'm CEO of the GFE Schmalkalden. I guess not everybody might know this institution. So we are an R&D institution in the middle of Germany in the Thuringian forest. We are a non-profit, private-funded R&D institute. We have around about 70 employees, among them 13 scientists and researchers. And yes, we are mainly focusing on manufacturing technologies, which means we are developing technologies, and for that reason we are also developing tools, as you can see on the left-hand side. Therefore, we are designing tools, we are simulating tools, we are even coating. We have a big division of PVD coatings, develop coatings, and also qualifying tools. That's our business, mainly for small and medium-sized companies. Therefore, we have I have to say, a huge shop floor. In this shop floor, we have around about 25 machine tools, and among them, as Mr. Lell said, 2 LPBF systems. These are the LaserTech 30 SLM. And what you can do with them regarding the performance optimization of tools, I will show you on one example, more or less. This is a power skiving tool, and when we are talking about tool performance, we have to ask the question, how can we measure the performance? And that could be even measured in productivity. So for high productive tools, you need stability, you need rigidity, you need a wear resistance, you have to focus economical and ecological tasks of these tools, and of course, you have to look at precision. All these aspects I try to put together in one demonstrator. You can see on the right-hand side, there are different optimization tasks we can follow or on the road to optimize these tools. I will go on, and this slide is maybe the key of my presentation. Here you can see the different opportunities, and that's what every tool supplier is even interested in. Having a look at the first area, that's the tool interface. And the tool interface in this case is in HSK. Standard tool interfaces to clamp the tool on the spindle or the tool holder, etc. These are standard parts, and when we're talking about standard parts, you don't have to print them. So in this case, we have to think about hybrid manufacturing. It's a topic that's not new, but that's our task. We're thinking about hybrid manufacturing in the context of additive, subtractive process chains. In this case, subtractive, additive, subtractive process chains. The next part of this tool is the tool shank. Here, I guess we have the very innovative topic on that. It's first of all lightweight construction, lightweight design. That's an issue regarding economical tool design, of course, and the other part is function integration. Here you are using damping systems, or we're trying to implement damping systems, and I would like to talk about that later on a little bit more in detail. Then last area is the tool head. Of course, you can see some topology optimized tool heads with cooling lubricant supply outside. For example, the company Sandvik has presented these heads. I won't talk about that. That's from its stand. It's state of the art. But really interesting are clamping systems. And here we're talking about hydraulic clamping systems, and that is a really benefit for damping and, of course, for time consuming tasks in machining. Okay, so these are several projects, and I will just highlight some topics. Hybrid machining. So when we're talking about hybrid machining, we are using zero-point clamping systems. These are terminal zero-point clamping systems from the company PL Lehman. It's really beneficial. You can put the build plate from the SLM machine to a 3, 4, 5 axis machine tool, and so we are really productive. But if you want to go on in hybrid, you have to mount, for example, these tapers, HSK, what you see in the middle of the picture. Therefore, we have designed a special device. We can put them in the middle, and we did some R&D on the optimization of hybrid manufacturing. That means how we have to prepare the joining surface. That means we have to generate a certain RZ value or roughness. I can recommend the RZ between 2 up to 6 micron. That's really beneficial. Of course, no glossy surfaces. You might know that. On the other hand, it's interesting to have a look on the joining strategy. That means how to scan the first layer. That's really important. Here you can recommend a multiple scanning strategy, but then it will work. On the other hand, the next question is how to ensure the right positioning. I will just go or show you this slide where you can see we have developed a certain positioning strategy. It's a calibration strategy where we are marking the build plate, and we are measuring these marks, and so we have a deviation, and we compensate this deviation by a Python script we wrote, and so we can shift the component within the software. And here, by this task, we can achieve a precision or accuracy of around about 10 micron. That's what we could do in a laboratory, but I guess it's this direction what could be also done in industry. I heard it's really challenging to do this, but with our device and so on, it works. The whole calibration technology will last around about half an hour up to an hour. That's not that beneficial as I go, but for precision, really good. Next part, just to give you a clue of what is inside of the potential, I would say, lightweight construction of rotating systems. I would say highly dynamic rotating systems, around about 20,000 RPM. We have devices to test tools up to 100,000 RPM. In this case, we had the challenge to minimize the weight up to 50% by no significant reduction of rigidity or damping aspects. That's a really hard task, you know, you are shifting the ion frequencies and so on. But the main topic on that project was to use the lattices, the lattice structure, design lattice structure, and you might know that you have to deal with big data, in this case for the CAD models. So we want to use scalable models or implement scalable models and to define design rules. Even printing these lattices, some aspects on the dimension. There we can see 200 micron is really beneficial for these lattices. We tested them, simulated them together with an R&D institute, and then we printed these specimen, these prototypes, and test them really static and dynamic. And I have to say, it works, but you have to look at the dynamic stiffness. That's really a problem. And to compensate this, I come to the next part. You have to use damping systems. A lot of modular tools in the market. There are, on the right-hand side, you can see, mounted with some dampers. You can see in the middle, it's a damping mass. Then you have the bearings. These are elastomeric bearings near the tool head. And by applying an actual pressure, you can pre-tension these bearings, which means you can shift the ion frequency, of course. And the challenge was, or vision, aim, I know it's a running project, to implement this as a function integration in a monolithic tool. You can see on the right-hand side, and the solution to create a mass, no problem, to evacuate the powder, no problem, but how can you create elastomeric elements by a metal printing process? Therefore, we are thinking about solid-state joints. These are springs, what you can see on the right-hand side. That's even no problem without lattices and so on, a support structure. But the other hand is, or the other topic was, how to pre-tension these springs. And here I can build a bridge to the next step, as I said. It's hydraulic actuation. In the middle of the picture, you see these chambers, pressure chambers. We applied just to pre-tension each of these springs, and therefore to adjust, to fine adjust the damping properties. That's another aspect, how we can use hydraulic pressure within tool systems. You can see them on the market. These are standard chucks from company, for example, Walter or Marpa. They are supplying them for these hydraulic expansion systems. But is it possible maybe to invert them? That's our question in our running project in this picture for really small interfaces, and even use them for really complex clamping situations. And that's what, last but not least, I want to explain in a result of a project on the right-hand side that was called backlash-free indexable cutting seat. Here you can see that you're using a standard ISO cutting insert for fine turning, and these blades or these seats, they were multiple loaded from different directions, and within a long cycle time, the insert seat is wearing. So that means you have slight movements, micro movements of this cutting insert, and that's not really beneficial for the process. Then we thought about how we can compensate this micro movement by a hydraulic pressure. Therefore, we designed a certain actuation. You can see this chamber over there, and I can see you on the last slide, or show you the really tool. So we were applying hydraulic pressure, so we can fasten the plate. You can showing a really good force or a high force on the clamping force of this plate, and so the process is really working well. And this project we used for generating, dimensioning, designing rules to create these pressure chambers regarding stress strain curves and so on, pressure strain curves, dimensioning of the channels, the chambers, and so on. So you can do a lot of good things, I would say, for the improvement of tools. That's just an inspiration. I'm fully in time, so I will hand over to Mr. Lell.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thanks a lot. I mean, you can see, first of all, when we discussed about this presentation, I thought about coolant channels and topology optimization. And Florian Welzel said, yeah, but that is state of the art. That's nothing innovative. So you see, it goes much further with hydro chucks, with internal damping. And also from the machine side, I must say, we have taken a step forward, and we have looked what is really required from the industry if you want to go into production of those kind of parts or all of precision parts with additive manufacturing. And so I think we need a complete different approach to the machine. We need a high accuracy inside the machine. Also, the accuracy of the process is limited. It gives us the base for long-term stability and the reproducibility that you are used from the DMG MORI and from other machine tools. Everyone knows he can put a part on a machine tool and he gets 1,000 times the same parts if he does it the right way. And now with a new design, or with our new, actually third generation machine development, we have applied all these machine tool design principles into the additive manufacturing. And this gives us the base for the future in terms of accuracy, in terms of reproducibility, in terms of having one machine like the others getting the same results, or if you do the same part after half a year, you should get the same result again without trial and error first time, right? That's the idea here. And thank you very much for joining here, and thank Thank you. That's the end of my presentation. If you have questions, just come here. So we let the colleagues go for lunch, and if anyone has questions, we are happy to answer them here.
Of course.